Hello everybody, Senior Engineer MBA, an investor, and in today's quick video, I want to provide an update on Beam 101. Of course, this was published by Wei Zhao on Twitter, and I was going to make this video yesterday, but rather 2 days ago, but I saw that news about CRISPR Therapeutics, and I had to make the video on CRISPR Therapeutics. But nonetheless, I do want to talk about this update that we got from Mr. Zhao on Twitter. And of course, this is from Beam Therapeutics, the JPM 2023 update. Of course, the update was basically this slide that we're going to take a look at. And I want to pay close attention here. So Beam 101 is the first clinical base editing program in the US accelerating path to patients market. That is true. Beam 101, just as a reminder, is tackling sickle cell disease. Although other companies are tackling sickle cell disease in the CRISPR space, Beam 101 is the first and only program right now with base editing. And of course, they have yet to dose anybody or at least have any sort of data. And we'll get back to that last point I just made. But going back to here, Beacon 101, they call it Beacon 101. Just think of Beam 101 for now. Phase 1, 2, and 2 study design. Patient 1, it looks like plus or minus 6 months transfusion, manufacturing, conditioning, transplant, and engraftment. And as a reminder, this is ex vivo, right? So they're basically going to get all that data and everything they have to take from the patient number 1, basically go through those steps we just mentioned, and finally have some sort of enrollment and, of course, dose the patient. Now, this is going to play plus or 6 months, and if you extrapolate that, that means by summer, you may have potentially, by the end of summer, you may have someone dose it. So this is actually what Zhao said. So Zhao said, does this mean Beam will at least dose 3 patients and also enroll the 4 patient in 2023? So based on what we're saying here, could we safely say that all 3 patients here will be dosed by the end of this year? And could we safely say maybe even the 4th one? But what is clearly stated here is I don't think we're getting any sort of data in 2023. And I think most of us are looking for data, especially with what happened with Graphite Bio recently. We just want data at this point. Basically here, the dosing schedule, the first will be about summer of 2023, like I suspected. The second will be about Q3. And of course, the third and fourth will be after Q4 this year. So we're looking at that type of timeline for that Beam 101 program. And of course, Zhao said here, even though, let's cancel out from here, he said, even though Beam 101 data will not be presented in 2024, Beam may announce Sentinel cohort enrollment that has been completed by the end of the year or no announcement at all. Either case would be good news, meaning the engraftment is probably okay. Yeah, that's pretty bold statement. I mean, no data for 2023. I mean, it makes sense, right? If you're not going to enroll anybody or at least if you're not going to dose anybody up until Q2 2023, and that's assuming there's no sort of delay, there's no way you're getting any sort of data, at least from investors in this year, right? Just think about it, right? Maybe Q1 2024. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. And of course, they would jump into Beam 201 here. And of course, Beam 301, this was a couple of updates they gave. For Beam 201, as a reminder, they were unblocked by the FDA a couple of weeks ago. The FDA gave the green light again. The program, as a reminder, was blocked since late July, early August. So it's good that they got that going. Obviously, that delayed the things they said. They're saying that they're going to expect dose the first patient by mid-2023. I highly doubt that, to be honest. But look, that's what they're saying. I mean, again, I highly doubt that figure, considering we're not getting any data for Beam 101, and that program wasn't even blocked. So regulatory filing for Beam 301 and 302 in late 2023, early 2024. So regulatory filing versus IND filing is vague, implying the Beam will start the first trial outside the US. Yeah, I mean, that's what we saw with Verve 101, right? I wouldn't be surprised if Beam takes the same playbook for Verve 101. Verve 101 is still blocked by the FDA, but actually has patients dosed in the UK and in New Zealand, right? So to me, it just makes sense for Beam Therapeutics to take that playbook for those other programs, like Zhao mentioned. But first of all, thank you so much, Zhao, for the update. Second of all, like I said, I think for me, the biggest update we're here, my opinion, was more Beam 101. I think I'm a little bit surprised that we're not getting any sort of data for Beam Therapeutics from Beam 101 at the end of this year. I mean, it makes sense by that slide. We just looked at that previously, but it's quite of a surprise, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. I mean, you know, if you had told me in 2020 or early 2021 that Beam Therapeutics would still not have any sort of data until at least 2024, I would not have believed you. I wouldn't, because I remember people were all behind this company when the pandemic began, or shortly after they went public. They did so well, just like most other CRISPR companies. And the social media hype was strong. And look, I'm an investor in Beam Therapeutics. Don't get me wrong. You know, I'm a huge supporter of base editing. I'm a huge supporter of Beam Therapeutics. I love what they're doing here. But had you told me that in 2020, when they went IPO, that they would still not have any sort of human data, we're not even talking about like phase 3 of the program. We're not even talking about like adjusting, you know, their dosage level, frequency levels, or whatnot. We're literally talking about one program that just has one single human data from this company by their own program, as opposed to basically proxying this through Verve 101, right? So we'll see where we go from there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what do you guys think about this update. Beam Therapeutics, of course, specifically Beam 101 here. Are you surprised? Do you think this is normal? Let me know in the comments below. I just want to apologize really quickly. I haven't been doing videos that much, although I mentioned I'll do them daily, trying to stay on track there, but it's really hard, guys, especially with the busy and hectic schedule as the year started. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, like this video if you found value, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.